Archers, attack! Keep firing! Let none escape! Another down! Do not relent!
Hey, what's up? It's me, Slidewhistle. It's BlizzCon, bitch!
We just got done with BlizzConline. It's your boy, Immunization.
It's Aaron, Fire Mage Extraordinaire, Horde, Punching Bag, and listener to the Thrall press conference. Christy Golden still has a weird crush on him.
Did you want me to go?
Yes.
There it is,
okay.
everybody. He's here. Because we're not editing this shit at all.
Hey, it's Tyre. Papa Cheese couldn't be here because I thought he was going to be here this weekend, and then he just left on Thursday.
This
and now he's not
motherfucker
here.
bounced to go make spaghetti over the phone.
Yep. That's actually what he's doing. He's having a Zoom dinner date with his girlfriend, Mama Cheese.
Mama Cheese.
I hope that years from now that comes back to her and she was like, what? Yeah, you're in a podcast as Mama Cheese.
It's funny because our last BlizzCon episode is when canonically he's named himself as Papa Cheese, so
Yes,
full circle here.
What a legendary night that was. That was a great... So, I know we're probably going to talk about BlizzCon, but I will say this. I really missed being there, watching it online, regardless of anything else we think about the content. I missed being in the room. It definitely felt like it was missing something, so hopefully we can go back soon.
Surely,
it was weird.
Being there would have added to some of the more mundane or boring panels, like the WoW cheeseburger cooking. When I'm there, it's like, fuck yeah, grill them up, girl. Here, it's just like, I guess I'm hungry.
Yeah, I actually just watched that one too. That was the last thing I watched, and I don't know, I could feel like maybe the two developers there were also trying to be interested in it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. There was a period of time where we did watch WandaVision, and then I proceeded to start to watch Age of Ultron instead of going back to BlizzCon Day 2
What are you
content.
talking about? Do you missed the German artist crafting Apache Mari for 48 minutes?
Yes,
because the Overwatch channel said there was going to be more art panels, but they didn't get them. So it was just this lady like, you really need to make the onion heads. Like, you gotta perfect the onion head of it.
Dude, I watched that Hearthstone game show was like an hour and a half. I fell asleep during it, woke up, and it was still going.
I was excited. I was like, we're going to watch some Hearthstone. Let's go.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, trivia game. And then when they do the trivia, they don't even show the card that they're talking about.
Yeah.
Give me some visuals to work with.
Yeah, we were spoiled night one because Slide and I watched actual kind of esport-esque Hearthstone where they just had a lobby of 8 streamers playing Battlegrounds, and it's a really cool setup they had. So we were thinking something along the lines of that, but no, it was some weird trivia-ish game show type thing.
Yeah, so it
fart.
really feels like we didn't get much in day 2, except for the Q&A.
I was literally just about to say, other than the Warcraft Q&A, what were there for other games? Did other games have Q&As? Like Immune
Yes.
as the secret Overwatch man over there, was there a Q&A for them that I missed?
I don't believe so. I didn't see it if there was one, but I only was able to watch one Overwatch thing, like the main, their version of it. It wasn't a deep dive really, but it was kind of like a behind the scenes of what they've been doing so far. That's the only thing I really got to watch so far.
And that was cool, though, because that showed us some new maps that are coming. And holy shit, Overwatch 2 is a humongous graphical upgrade. It's crazy.
I really like that there were pizzas in New York. It made me really feel like I was in New York.
I'm glad that they gave May a ponytail, and it caused quite a stir on my corner of Twitter of people being like, they talk about they're upgrading the Overwatch 2 looks, but I don't believe it. People are like, you fucking plebe, you simpleton.
Oh
Look
my
at her
God, dude.
slimmed down design and her ponytail. You don't fucking understand art.
I saw McCree was trending, and it was people arguing that, the new McCree look is bad. And I was looking at like a comparison and I'm like, I cannot fucking tell the difference between these two McCrees. He looks exactly the same.
I was over here telling Cubby Bub, I was like, oh, they made it like a coat that's buttoned to him? That's a lot cooler than the parka.
I barely noticed.
No, I had no clue when they were showing it, and he was like, "This is McCree," and I'm like, "Oh, this is probably the old design, right? Where's the new one?" And then I was like, "Oh, this is the new one." Like I thought it was the exact same.
It also it super stinks because, well, I mean, clearly people can't tell the difference the new designs, but they put a lot of at least brain power behind like, how can we change them? How can we age them up? And people are gonna be like, "That's great, but I am going to do my slutty witch mercy." Because they already said that they're carrying over the old costume, so it's like, no one's gonna fucking care what they look like now. They're gonna do football player Reinhardt again.
Football player Reinhardt. Oh, by the way, I loved Reinhardt's voice actor. I loved his hosting. It was kind of like a frantic energy he brought to the normally like laid low cosplay contest, and I love that he called it a program. He's like, later in this program, we're going to have more. And I'm like, this is great. It felt like I was watching like a New Year's Eve special.
And he had his classic little candy bowl.
Yes.
Though at the beginning, I really did feel like I was being preached at a sermon. It felt like he was like leading me through some dark times with like his power speech he was giving us.
Yeah, it was very inspiring. What a presence on stage. I forget his name.
His only sin was that he kept hyping up like, we're going to be joined by a special guest. And then it was just Matthew fucking Mercer.
Yeah,
I am tired of Matthew Mercer. People keep pulling him out like it's 2017 and he's special. I have to open up my Twitter and see him every day. I'm tired of him.
Well, do you follow him on Twitter? Is that why you see him every day?
No, because
that could be the problem.
No, because the trending is like, my trending is like D&D or fantasy games. And people always got to put his big smug ass for critical role shit. And it's just like, I don't, it's one of those things where I didn't dislike him at the beginning. And now I see him and I'm like, fucking go away, Matthew Mercer.
So I take it you didn't spend the 2.5 hours watching the Critical Role one-shot campaign?
Yeah, I caught the tail end of that.
Can't say that I did. I can tell you, though, the Overwatch voice panel, they were like, we've got a super special guest. And it was just him again. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Get Hanzo guy everywhere. Get old Japanese man who's like never at any event. Get him there and call him special. Matthew Mercer is nothing anymore.
It would have been amazing if you kept trying to change to different views to escape him, and he somehow was guest hosting on all of them because they pre-recorded all these segments. So it's very feasible that could have happened.
If he plays Hearthstone on his phone while he's pooping and he said the word Terran once, Blizzard is going to be like, get him on the feed. He makes girls squee.
Put it on the strategy channel. This is the most StarCraft content we've had so far this BlizzConline.
I actually heard Papa Cheese with his StarCraft 2 hat was one of the last remaining StarCraft 2 fans. So that's where he is right now. He's like, sorry guys, I had to go to Anaheim. They had to film me.
He was really excited for, I can tell you what he's excited for. Burning Crusade Classic, obviously, which I know you guys aren't so jazzed for. But he's going to be doing, like, Karazhan and shit, and I will be doing it with him.
I really like, and I know it's probably a bunch of people don't like this, but I like that we're getting a character boost, because it actually may give me a reason to make a character on the Burning Crusade server.
Because that...
Or Shard or whatever it is.
That will save you, like, weeks getting you to that level.
Yeah.
Months, years even. Granted, I haven't played that much. Was I Randolph or was I someone else? I forgot the name of my guy.
I think you were Randolph.
I think I was Randolph. Randolph is level 14, and he has been that way for decades. If I can get a boost and kick him all the way up to, what, is it like 62? Then I'm there.
It takes you to 58.
And
it's out of 70, right? So.
Yeah, which, like, still, that's like a few days of leveling ahead of you to get to 70, if you get that boost.
Did they ever answer about how copying your character works?
Oh,
like I know somebody
yes.
asked.
I watched that entire panel. If you want to run down.
Yeah, like how does that work?
Yes, please, because it became white noise in my ear whenever Holly came on. And not just because she's Holly, but because it was like, I am the de facto classic person.
You just hear the classic talk. And
yeah.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. When they decide to do the pre-patch or whatever, whenever that is, they're going to take a snapshot of every single character in Classic. That character, each person, for each character has a choice. They can, A, move it to, or not move it, keep it where it is, which is the server that's progressing to Burning Crusade, or B, send the character to, quote, a classic era server that will be classic until the end of time. And they said end of time, like, a lot. It was actually kind of ominous. They're just like, it will always be classic here.
I do remember them saying that if you choose to, like, keep Randolph in classic, and you're like, wow, I'd love to go to the Burning Crusades, you have to pay monies now.
Yep.
They're like, you're reneging on your deal. Give us money.
So if you want to do both, you can pay. And they describe that your character is cloned into the classic era server. They didn't mention it, but I'm pretty sure you have to make sure your character never figures out it's a clone. Or, the repercussions could be terrible.
And never have your friend log in, because then they'll just fuck each other. And then it's the moral decision of, is it masturbation or gay?
It's the Falcon episode of Black Mirror. When the guy who's the Falcon from Avengers.
I hate the Falcon. He's so boring.
Oh, he's the worst one.
Well, too bad he's gonna... I mean, do you mean in the MCU?
He's getting a TV show.
With Sebastian.
I gotta watch it.
Sebastian.
Fucking Birdman, whatever. So, okay, but how is this gonna affect the player base? Because it's going to split the classic community, right? Like, people are going to stay. Not everyone's going to go ahead.
According
right?
to Holly, the vast majority of people are going. And I was like, Holly, that's very commendable. But no, if you're in Classic, you're already making dumb decisions. People are going to be like, I love doing Encourage until I literally die.
They described it as like, if you really want to finish your Nax Rammus tier set, stay at Classic. And it's like, how long is that that's not gonna take that long.
So when I was watching the cooking panel at the end, they also just like threw in some random TVC info in there. Like, they basically said that
to get the full lowdown, you had to watch the Green Burger segment.
No, actually, though, they started talking about how when TVC becomes live, there will be like raids currently in there, and I'm pretty sure like they named some of the ones that are the end classic ones.
How does that work?
I know there.
Because they said like I'm really ignorant about what raids were around then, but I know that they said Gruel's is going to be there. Is that TBC or is that classic?
TBC. I think they said like Gruel's, Karazhan, and then something else. Like the.
Oh, well, maybe then they are just the TBC ones that are opening with the game on launch.
So what they're doing that's really cool is they're giving access to the new races early. Which obviously didn't happen when, Burning Crusade came out because they wanted to make you wait. But, like, now if you want to have, like, a shaman on Alliance or a paladin on Horde, they're going to give you, like, a month or two to, like, get to 60, which isn't a lot of time to get to 60, but they're giving you a shot. And you can't use the boost on a Blood Elf or a Draenei, which is hilarious.
Which I don't understand why. What's the matter?
They want you to work for it.
It's not like there's a heritage armor in here or something, but... Anyways,
God, no, there's not a heritage armor. That's WoW yum shit. I close myself in my alternate dimension to not think about WoW yum.
Well, I mean, like, we don't even have a Draenei
minorities
heritage
on the
armor,
servers.
so...
That's why I play WoW Classic. I can say that because
Aaron's going off.
I can say that because our WoW Classic fan just fucking imploded.
He walked out the door like 10 minutes ago. He's like, fuck these guys.
He walked out the door November 3rd, 2020.
Mm-hmm. Right before everything. So you haven't been gone that long, but it feels like fucking forever because of COVID. Because like you left right before COVID, so it feels like it's like 10 years ago that you were living here.
Do you ever like walk around the room and just like put your hand on the wall dramatically and be like, "This is where he slept.
This is where he once took a piss during a Super Bowl party." And it's me over the laundry room sink.
Ooh, yeah, just the Super Bowl party.
Oh, it was a busy bathroom.
We were 4 to 5 people living in one home.
One bathroom, yeah. It got to be hard times. Anyway, let's talk about video games.
Okay, so there's obviously a fuck ton of shit to go through. So let's start off with what you guys think about the Mamamoo concert that we saw. Who's Mamamoo?
You know, I'm not sure. There's some K-pop like quartet, and they had a performance randomly thrown in there.
Wait, when was this? Where was this?
It was day one, I think, right? Like late?
Yeah, late day one.
Oh, the only person I caught was Hodor. And of course, the chip tune Metallica.
That was goofy. I mean, I get it. They're trying to preserve some of the same elements we've had before, but it just felt kind of weird.
That, and this is less Blizzard oriented and more just me being sad about the world. It was like, hey, what's up, gang? It's Metallica in the year 2021. And Cubby Bob and I were like, oh no.
Look how old we've gotten.
Yeah. Grandpa, go to bed. And then one of them kicked over a thing, and I was like, he busted his hip doing that.
Yo, did you guys know that there's a virtual art gallery that they have for BlizzCon?
No, what?
I'm currently in it right now as we speak, and it's downloading the art assets from the World of Warcraft lobby section. And like, I think it's just like paintings on like a background that I can look at.
Ooh, boy.
No one asked me a question. I'm grabbing a beer for the next 32 seconds.
Well, we talk about.
I mean, and that's not being edited out, so.
Yeah, so it looks like there's just like these paintings on like a virtual like wall of like an inn or like what's cool.
I'm downloading still.
I felt like they didn't really advertise this at all. I didn't hear about this until now.
Yeah, like, me neither.
How was the closing ceremony? I was taking a nap.
Oh, it was like nothing. They were like,
it's always nothing.
Wow, isn't it great to be together talking about game or some shit, you know, like, even though we can't be together, we can game together. Stuff like that.
Okay, so once again, I'm jumping all around. There was during the BlizzCon talent thing during the contest, there was a song that was like, we gotta keep on keeping on together. And I was like, shut the fuck up. This is not the time, nor the place. Like, 1 million people have died in the last year. And I don't want to hear about you keep on keeping on, lady.
It was like an episode of Glee.
Was that the Lindsey Sterling concert, or was that something else?
No, it was the very first thing they did in like the talent showcase.
But Felipe, I think it was you who pointed out that it sounded like a song in like a upbeat commercial. It sounded like that Lindsey Sterling song was like playing under someone not telling you about the possible side effects of antidepressants.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, try Prozac. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like,
and she is like, I don't know, like it didn't even sound like one of her, like the violin was like a B player in that song.
Yeah, she was barely in it. I was like, when's Lindsay?
Yeah.
When's Lindsay? It was some guy.
It's like she was literally 1/3 of the production. He was singing and playing the keyboard, and she was just playing the violin sometimes. It wasn't even all the time.
Also, that guy just gets interviewed and is like, my dream was for my music to be used in a Geico commercial.
Also, and this is going to come up many times later for me because I'm a meanie, there was a real lack of technological awareness in the video that Lindsay sent them. It's like, this is my new song. I hope you love it, BlizzCon. And it included her reaching to her computer and turning off the recording. Like, Blizzard, you're a multi-million-dollar company. You can hire an editor that can end this video 1.5 seconds before.
Maybe they're treating it like how we're treating this episode, and they're just like, fuck it, throw it all together.
Yeah, we're not
Live,
editing any of this shit. That's why we keep all the uncomfortable silences during the Green Burger segment, where it's like, so, when did you see the Fell Reaver?
Dude, that's how I felt about this whole BlizzCon. They're just like, whatever, just throw it out there. So I know you guys didn't talk spoilers on your last episode. So like, what we learned about WoW is like very like little, right? Like we learned about the new raid, the new dungeon, the story stuff. It's like there wasn't too much given away.
So I feel like there are a few really big things that still shocked me, and I feel like in combination with the fact that like if I weren't spoiled, I would have like popped really hard for this. Like the in-game cinematic with Anduin and the Archon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like we need to talk about that. That's pretty monumental.
Well, she's fucking dead, except she's not dead. I'm still reeling from that one.
Ian's like, well, don't worry. She did a little finger wiggle. She Morse coded to the group. Don't worry, I'm alive.
Maybe the Primus got to her first and is like, yeah, just wiggle your fingers and you'll survive.
If you look closely, she's doing minuscule sign language that said, still alive, but barely breathing.
I'm still like, I can't believe how basic the strategy was to just simply Manchurian candidate Anduin like into the chambers of the Kyrian, and they're just like, oh my god, he's here. He's never even been there before, right? Like, dude, they haven't seen him, and they're like, come on in, King, come on in.
And the Q&A made it explicit. In the Q&A, someone asked about this, and they're like, yeah, they needed someone with pure of heart who could, walk into Bastion without being noticed. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, this was the plan? That's why they needed him? To go to Bastion?
Yeah, it's because it seems like now the Jailer's big bad plan is to somehow kill all of the leaders of all the covenants and get some kind of... I don't know what it was that they had, but they had some kind of key from like...
a sigil. Each one of them has a sigil that he needs.
Why wouldn't he just like use us? Like, we're a lot more like low key
bullshit.
on the down low.
You can
he probably just ask somebody to do it, and some like a fucking warlock would go up and do it for free.
Some fucking Forsaken who's upset because Sylvanas, or they still follow Sylvanas, is like, hell yeah, I'll side with the Jailer. I mean, 2 years ago, you guys saw a bunch of like "Still My Queen" shirts. Surely one of those motherfuckers would be like, oh, yeah, I'd side with the Jailer.
I forgot about those, but we definitely saw those when we were there.
You wanted to buy one.
I did.
You came back and told me, like, I really wanted to buy one of those shirts.
Yeah, there's egg on my face now for sure. Turns out Sylvanas is bad.
No, until she sacrifices her life or something to snap Anduin out of it. She keeps giving him little weird side eyes in that cinematic, like, ooh, what is he doing? You know what he's doing.
They kept saying she's the last confrontation in the raid. Like, we don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, they specifically worded it in a way that was like, she's not the last boss. She's not like the last one you have to kill. She's like the last encounter or something like that is how they were describing it.
Ian literally was like, we don't know what'll happen, and then put his hands behind his head, and there was a Sylvanas' boy tattoo on his left forearm. Like,
oh my god.
Okay, we see what's gonna happen.
We saw that tramp stamp, Ian. Come on, pull your shirt up next time, or just down.
But yeah, in general, I'm less amped about the concept of this raid. It's a little confusing to me because it's basically just Torghast again.
Yeah, it's so it's Torghast, and we face. Is this where the dragon is, or is the dragon in the dungeon?
The dragon's in the dungeon.
That's the dungeon, right?
This Torghast has like 2 interesting enemies. I think you fight Anduin, you fight Sylvanas, but then everything after that is like, here's a big suit of armor with a skull on it.
Well, there is.
Oh, the Eye of Odin. The Eye of Odin's is the jailer.
Yeah, they basically confirmed, was that during the Q&A, that the Eye of the Jailer, they soft inferred that the Eye of the Jailer is actually Odin's eye.
Totally unsubtle. They're like, hey, for any Odin fans out there, this eye might interest you. That was like the direct quote.
Mad because I missed that because I was on the general Blizzard channel. In the Blizzard channel, during the beginning of the Q&A or whatever, informational section, was like, we're going to bring you to the voices of Overwatch. So I missed that piece of information. I had to watch fucking Matthew Mercer.
You fool.
Like, you guys were like, whoa, Odin's eye is the eye of the jailer? And I was like, I told Cubby Bub, because we were watching together, I was like, I think we need to switch stations.
I'm tired of this Matthew Mercer.
So Odin traded his eye to... It's just somebody, right? We don't know who traded his eye for the ability to see through the veil. Was it Muzala?
Yeah, Muzala was like, he was like, I made a deal for old Odin's eye when you go to face him in the other side.
Then he gave the eye to the jailer. So what? So does this? Are we gonna see Odin? Like, is he gonna come on down and like, oh, thank you, my eye's back?
He's got something to do with death because the warrior order hall was like Valhalla, basically.
Yeah, he's been able to supersede the jailer for all this time, so he has some sort of power above him. I'd love Odin and his big low texture beard to come and like fight him with you.
Oh, Cheeto beard.
Cheeto.
Just a big old pack of Cheetos. So yeah, I kind of agree. I think the raids, I knew it was coming. I just was hoping it was coming later and we get like a cooler raid. But maybe it'll be cool. The art team always does a really good job. So, but this mega dungeon, this shit is going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm. Also, boys, we kind of called this. We kind of called, we said it was we kind of said we thought it would be a raid, but it ended up being a mega dungeon. So we were almost there. But it's basically we're chasing brokers who are stealing shit and going through different portals to different places. Mm-hmm. And some of these bosses look really cool.
You know, I don't mean to toot our flute. I think that Ian and the boys were like, well, I don't know what we're going to do for this mega dungeon. And then they listened to episode 110 or 111, I forget which, of another pod, Do Not Relent. And they were like, I got it. Get the art teams working on it now. These boys have another great idea.
This is slightly unrelated, but they totally listened because I was complaining about how much I fucking hated Wintergrass and Epic BGs like in general. And literally the day after we posted the episode, there was the Epic BG fix that changed Wintergrass, that changed like the length of other Epic BGs. And I'm like, it's happening.
Didn't they make Ashran bigger?
Ashran is bigger. They added like 5 more players, 10 more players to each side. And you have more lives, and you lose less lives now to things like the mage going down. So have fun on Ashran, everybody.
No. It got worse.
Who asked for that?
I mean, they had to do something because it was never getting to the warlords. So like it was kind of broken beyond like actually being a battleground. It was just a team deathmatch.
Yeah, it wasn't even real Ashran. It's weird.
Also, I'm so sorry to sideline. Icy Veins just posted a thing. Ian just confirmed that the only requirement to unlock flying in Shadowlands is completing the campaign, and then showed a picture of dead-ass vegetable arbiter. Like, what? You didn't have to post a picture, Icy Veins. Why'd you use her?
I can't.
In case you forgot, she's still in the hospital.
She fucking died so easily, dude. What the fuck? She just got stabbed.
She's just sleeping.
But yeah, that was another big thing that was announced, that, there's no rep grind for flying. And then they also revealed that it's through the Covenant campaigns, and that each of the 4 Covenants will get a specific flying mount from completing that as well. So what do you guys think of these 4 mounts that they showed to us?
Fly's the best. Fly's the best.
The worst.
Wrong.
Actually, I don't remember. I think the Kyrian one was the worst.
No,
I remember liking
dude,
I like the Ardenweld one the most, and then the Ventir one second most.
The black-colored Kyrian, flying phalanx is super slick. It's super cool. And then The only downside is the Venthyr. I think are my least favorite. The Venthyr, which is my Covenant.
Oh, really?
I like the red, like tinted wings on it. I was like, ooh, that's real cool.
Yeah, I think the red tinted wings will look really cool on the black one or in the dark gray one, but I feel like the only one I really didn't care for that much was the Night Fae one. I thought it looked weird.
I think design-wise it looks cool, but I'm gonna be really mad when I write it and it starts doing the fucking serpent animation.
It does the scratch the
head
ears
scratch
thing.
Ugh. Like, come on, like just change an idle animation. I don't know.
That made a huge deal with all the unicorns that they're coming out with now have different animations than the horse, and it makes a huge difference because it's like a lot cooler.
It just was it feels like it's a different mouth. Like it's so obvious when you're writing a fucking sky serpent or whatever, the cloud serpent.
I've even memorized the freaking the sky golem, like the flight animation. Kind of goes to the left, then it goes to the right, then it does a spinny doodle, and it's very predictable.
Do any other mounts do that? Like fly weird, like the fucking sky golem does?
I don't know, because it's kind of a little disorienting.
Yeah, people don't use it for that reason. They're like, I don't like it. Like it makes me feel like I'm sick. Like, not me though. I fucking love it.
Yeah, I don't want to get out of my mount to get herbs.
So the new dungeon is, I'm assuming, on the new landmass, Korthia.
I think it's somewhere else because it also sounds like you're chasing them between different worlds. It would not surprise me if one of the brokers in Oribos is like, go through this big portal and that's the mega dungeon.
Yeah, I feel like the entrance to this dungeon is going to be like in the basement of Oribos or something.
It is in the basement. There's a portal down there already.
Yeah.
They have a couple of them scattered around that aren't being used.
There's a couple of portals in the Hall of Curiosities too, and a bunch of brokers come in and out.
It's been a while since we've had a dungeon in a base city, right? Legion's BFA.
No, literally BFA.
Yeah, literally BFA.
We had a dungeon and we had a raid in the base city.
Yeah, we've done it all in the big city.
Tier 1. Because it was the Zalalor was tier 2, never mind.
Okay, so they didn't. Ian said he wanted to do tier sets. So were we not getting? I mean, he didn't say we're not getting tier sets this expansion or this raid tier. But like, I don't know. I feel like 9.1 would be a good time to get tier sets. Is it too soon? Do they need more time to make them?
Well, I got a question for you. If we're already going to Torghast, how much raiding is left in this expansion? Like there might not be time for tier sets.
So Torghast and the Maw is so expansive. I mean, he's literally already pulling a continent out of nowhere. I feel like he's just gonna keep doing that. He's like, You thought me dead in Korthia? You won't even fucking believe what's happening in Morthia. It's like, whoa!
Yeah, I mean, they announced that the jailer himself is the end boss of the expansion, and I wonder where exactly we'll fight him, because like, will it literally just be Torghast raid number 3? Because that's a little lame.
I have a feeling we're going to be going to more other Shadowland like dimensions, quote unquote. So they're talking about when we get flying in 8.1 and then 9.1, and somebody asked if we're able to fly from zone to zone. And Ian was basically like, no, because if you were to fly from zone to zone, it would take you about 45 minutes to do so. Because these places, they're on the map by each other. They're actually really, 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 really far apart in the in-game world. So they're probably going to like add areas like that we're going to go to.
They did say that the 4 are like the 4 worlds we know are just the main ones, and that there are countless others.
Yeah, and I think it would be really cool if they just add more, because there are definitely the slots even within Oribos for like flight point launcher out areas from the second floor that like we could go to like at least 4 additional worlds from there.
Yeah, if it was like a clock, then we have portals at like 1, 2, and 11 and 10. Like, there's a bunch of other places one could go.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that we're going to get Argus. Like, we're going to have, like, the last spot be somewhere crazy that we never thought we were going to be going to, and then we go there in a final raid tier, and that's it.
It's going to be...
Yeah, I mean...
past
it was
Argus.
also like that in BFA with Nyalotha. I feel like that's a good assumption.
Wait, what's Corthia's tag called? The secret city of secrets, the secret city,
The city that never sleeps.
The city.
It's like, it's just like we just got out of Nyalotha. We just got out of the sleeping city. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It's so similar. Like, I'm already confused.
Also,
like Blizzard.
This is neither here nor there. They're like, you'll encounter a bunch of wild creatures and different species. And it was, I don't know how to phrase it. It's just like a bunch of creatures that are just nothing. Like, it was like, look at this armadillo bat thing. Bet you never seen that. And I'm like, I mean, it's not uninteresting, I guess.
Which is crazy, because I thought, I was like, oh, these are just like Legion animals, or the animals around Argus, like those weird like green tigers. It was just them. But so there was an interview with the Starting Zone, apparently, that I haven't listened to yet, and they interviewed 2 WoW devs, Jeremy Fiesel and Frank Kowalski, and they said that our friends, the Dreadlords, will return in Porthia.
Oh, no.
And we're going to be going into their story and what they're doing here and who they're working for. And that'll unlock their own series of content as well. Why didn't they show Dreadlords in that little picture on Porthia? That would have been so much more hype.
Or even just mention it.
Yeah, they just showed a bunch of fucking animals. Like, get hype.
Yeah.
You're going to fight different shaped mobs.
Can you even fucking believe it? You'll be able to get a red anteater. Get hype.
I wonder if the Nathrezim are going to be the ones doing like the jailbreak for Denathrius. Probably, right?
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. When lining that up with the Q&A, in the Q&A, somebody asked if this was the last we saw of Denathrius, and then they said, no, you'll probably find out that there are people who would feel like they would benefit from freeing him. And now that we've learned that there are confirmed Dreadlords in this new city floating region in the Maw, they probably want to free him, so...
That'd be crazy.
I think he just connected the dots. I think that's what's going to happen. Because they were like, yeah, we love the voice actor so much. We want him to do more. So
Yeah, exactly. Okay, also, incredible side tangent. Voices of... Wow, it was wild how much Deborah Wilson, the voice of Draka, inspired people. And they were like, Anduin, what did you do? And he was like, I don't know, I got fat and watched my kids. That man drove out to BlizzCon Live and delivered nothing. And then they were like, can you do an Anduin line? And he was like, the light. And they were like, okay, goodbye.
Wait, I didn't watch the panel. Now I gotta go back and look at it.
Yeah, Deborah Wilson, like, talks about like how much like people matter and like LGBT issues and stuff like that. And then like they talked to Ray Chase, the voice of Denathrius, and he was like, I liked voicing the character. Like, it was a bunch of white guys that were there to talk about their roles, and then like she and the voice of Ansamdi like did actual shit, and they were like, oh fuck.
Wait. So backing up a little bit, you said there's the voice of Draka, right? Is she the one that kind of, well, maybe it was the red glasses and the fact that she was bald, but she kind of reminded me of RuPaul.
Yes, she was a bald woman.
God.
Was heavily tattooed and had big glasses, but she was spitting some real shit in there.
Cool, Paul.
I was like, dang, she's really speaking. What's Ray Chase gonna say? And he was just like, I'm glad they had me on the program.
He's just happy to be there. Which reminds me of the...
I'm so sorry. They had the voice of Errol on there, and coming over and I was like, who fucking cares?
Dude, you're dead now.
Dead.
You're out of here. You're out of here.
He was in a cutscene, and he's dead.
I care, Errolon. I care.
You gotta move on, Felipe. That's what this expansion's about. He's dead.
I care about Errolon.
Even he was there, and he looked at the camera, and he's like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know what you're doing there either, Josh.
He's still on my phone background killing an evil guy. There he is. Look, if you see it, immune sees of.
Yeah, I see it. I also just completed the Night Fae campaign, so I just had to kill him myself, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, it's fucked up that they're like, yeah, the masks are permanent, and we tried. Nothing works. You just have to kill them. That was like, okay. I wanna issue a correction on something that I heard on this podcast. I'll make it short because I don't want to get into it.
That's literally impossible. You're not allowed to.
Okay, but you misrepresented the emotionality of the Kyrian campaign, Aaron. Yes, J'accuse, sir. And let me go into it a little bit.
Because I didn't talk about
Let's
that
hear
stupid
it.
human. Because his
human,
human was
yes,
not
yes,
as tear-jerking as you made it out to be.
Okay.
First off, you had the opportunity to send us an email. We had a call to action.
This is true. Okay.
Excuse me,
that was an
Tyler.
effective call out.
You're a fan first and a cast member second.
That's true. No, I am an elevated fan. I am not a member. So I should have sent my concern on an email. But what you didn't sell, because I don't know if you had your sound off or whatever, that entire quest where you defend your family until you die is all voiced. The daughter and the mother have unique voice lines when you click on them. That's like, I love you, sweetie, or I love you, daddy. And like the daughter, before you go off to die, is like, I love you, daddy.
What?
And like, it's all fucking
never
voiced.
mentioned them because it was nothing.
No, it was all voice, dude. You walk through the town and you're treated to voice lines of everyone being like, whatever the guy's name is, it's not important, but like, hey, Carl, good to see you again. And like, everybody's so friendly to him.
Carl!
And then you can drink the lemonade as you're fucking dying to like try and defend to try and defend your family. To try and defend your family for another second. But you always die.
My daughter didn't put any healing juice in her lemonade. All it did was like, your mouth feels lemon scented, and then the scourge killed me. And then that stupid dummy went to the mall.
That was a very
we joked
emotional.
We joked about like the Kyrians like being a cult, but they literally make you drink the Kool-Aid or like lemonade.
No,
I
it's
guess.
the guy. It's the guy's lemonade from his daughter before he dies.
Okay, so
his daughter's the cult leader.
No, all right, okay,
okay. So I'll do it real quick. So when you're starting the Kyrian story, they're like, oh, by the way, the spirit healers are us. Like every spirit healer is a Kyrian. And it's like, so you need to do your job as a spirit healer and heal out and hear out this man who died. And you live a day in his life where he's like, oh, I'm going to till the fields and then kill some wolves and then talk to my little girl and my wife. And then
my little girl and my wife who both love me and who both say it audibly.
Yes. And then
sounds kind of sad.
And then you live a day in his life where he prepares the town for a scourge invasion and then dies. And then that's how you find out that the chain of death is broke. The machinery of death is broken. Is because you take this man's soul and you're like, you're gonna be a Kyrian. And then he turns into the maw and Clea's like, oh, fuck, dude, this sucks.
Yeah, and then they're like, well, we gotta do it anyway. Just throw him in. And then Clea's like, damn it, that sucks. But doesn't do anything.
God, Clea kind of sucks. I mean, like, she's like most people's second best conduit anyways, but then she also like was like, oh, we can't do anything about this, but then she also like, she's like, Archon, this very good guy is here.
Well,
I've tested his ability to be good, and he checks out. And then she hasn't even left the room yet, and he's stabbed her to death.
Someone made the point that in the cinematic campaign, like in the cinematic, like that was released yesterday, the Archon is like talking to a Kyrian, and they're like, no matter what we've tried, the maw grows bigger. And it's like, you are just throwing souls into the maw. There's a quest about you doing it. And they're like, should we do something different? And they're like, no, this is the purpose. We got to keep doing it. So you have tried nothing to stop this. You're just chucking souls into the maw, doing the jailer's work for him.
I was in Oribos and I was doing my like outer ring run that I do sometimes. You know, like at 6 a.m, just like getting a little jog in. And there was 2 floaty alien men. I forget what they're called. Like the scary people with the scary deep voices.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. The stewards or whatever.
The weird headed men.
Oh, so those are the guys that are confirmed from this continent that the jailer's pulling in, too.
Yes.
Yeah. And they were just like, I was talking to him, and he had options about the purpose. And he was like, yes, we must continue the same thing we've always done, and we have to keep throwing souls into the maw. And he said this, and I said, I literally, you can ask him why, like, what is the purpose? And he's like, I don't know what the purpose is, but I know it's the purpose, and it's what we've been told, and it's what we know, so we have to keep doing it. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, you're in a cult too.
It's cults all the way down.
It's crazy that, like, they even recognize how crazy it is, and they're like, we gotta keep doing it.
Yeah, I like that they at least acknowledged that. Like, they're like, yeah, it's silly, but also it's always worked out before, so, we're just gonna keep doing it. It's not really our place.
It's fine. Okay, there is a really fucking cool Dark Portal t-shirt with this BlizzCon edition.
Ooh.
Or BlizzCon edition. With their merch that I really want to buy. Because I feel like half my WoW identity is that I have the Dark Portal Hearthstone. And people are going to see me wearing this and be like, oh my god, TBC Classic? And I'm like, nah, just the Hearthstone. No explanation.
Like, dudes, I saw that they made a t-shirt with my Hearthstone that I use, and I just had to buy it.
There's just nothing that makes me feel better than hearting somewhere and having like 8 people stop and stare at me, and I'm like, yeah, bitches, bye, I'm out. Watch me leave.
There's a Blackthorn t-shirt.
Yes.
Oh,
hell yes.
Okay, man. So I thought this was the stupidest thing when they announced the Blizzard Arcade is here.
Okay, so it's not the stupidest thing, but the amount of effort they put into the commercial is stupid.
Yes.
They're like, literally, they have a man in the background like, so many games. It's not Blizzard. It's 3. I played Sonic Mega Collection. It had 12 games.
No, listen. I was in your shoes. I once sat where you sat in those high heel pumps, and I was like, "This is stupid."
I've never even heard of Lost Vikings.
Yes,
you had never watched Kaleidoscope on G4.
I've never played it. I've never not. If it wasn't a game that I owned, I did not care. I had to own the game for me to watch it, or I'd watch more SpongeBob. So, I played so much Lost Vikings last night. Immune can attest to this. I was having so much fucking fun.
This motherfucker found Lemmings on the MXX and was like, oh my god, games.
No, Slide literally, like, so he got the arcade because, he got the whatever bundle it was for BlizzCon.
Also, I didn't pay attention to the thing. It's like, you get it for free for being here. And I was like, yeah. And I went on the launcher and it's like, oh no, you had to pay us money to be here. And I was like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, so like, I'm going to get it eventually too, because like, I'm going to buy it so that I get that polar bear mount, which also includes this arcade. So, which I feel like it makes it even more worth it. But anyways, Slide like was most excited for Blackthorn, and he started playing it, and he's like, oh, this sucks. He's like, it doesn't age well, the controls are bad. So then he started playing Lost Vikings, and then like literally I was like in the middle of doing like pushing keys in WoW, doing like things in WoW, and then I look over and Slide is just having the time of his life. He's like, oh my god, this game is so fun. He's like, this game aged so well, it has all these mechanics I don't really see in any other game really. And he's just loving this game so much.
Which, by the way,
the music was great.
You put on the social media, you were like, I've never played this game despite owning the console it came out for. You mean the computer?
It came out on the SNES, too. It was an SNES game and a Genesis game. They had multiple editions. Someone doesn't know their Blizzard history.
I'm sorry, I'm more of a rock and roll racer guy.
Well, that was also on a Nintendo console, so
they were talking about Blackthorn in one of the Q&As or something, and they're like, yeah, Blackthorn is when we started to experiment with dark main characters. Like, you can see a little bit of Blackthorn in characters like Illidan, Arthas, Kerrigan.
Oh no.
Sylvanas Windrunner.
If Sylvanas Windrunner pulls out a shotgun out of her ass crack like Blackthorn can, I will switch to the Horde.
Immune, that's my new pronouncing of Sylvanas Windrunner. Sylvanas Windrunner.
Just like as we like pull her as the last boss of the next raid. Are you guys ready to kill Sylvanas Windrunner?
I can't wait to kill this bitch.
You mean confront her? You can't wait to confront her.
Sorry.
Excuse me.
I can't wait to engage
will
in
never die.
non-fatal fisticuffs with Sylvanas. Okay, so there's still a lot of shit. Like, I'm just looking at, like, basically, there's a wowhead here. What do you got, Aaron? What do you got? Fire something off at me.
This is just a mini thing that I found funny. Someone in the Q&A was like, are we going to get more cosmetic options on the races? And Ian said, no, you have enough.
They said no. That was crazy because
play with what you have. You have enough, you greedy monsters. And I was like, I mean, I guess, but like, you could always add more. And he's like, no, it's a waste of time.
They said they were going to do more, though. They said that the new customization options were the beginning. They said that they very specifically said that. So I was a little surprised when they said that in the Q&A.
I think they meant that we aren't getting more in 9.1, maybe. I mean, and I think they were also offended that people were being greedy when, like, literally they took the advice that people gave them during last times Q&A, and then they literally did like the biggest player character customization that they've ever done, really. So they're probably like, you ungrateful little bitches.
When my man spoke, he was literally like, well, we thought that we added a lot of good options already. I'm
saying is,
he was like, I had to make all the earrings for all the human females, and there's 40 options, no more earrings.
He had a similar energy when he was asked about anima. He's like, well, we just hotfixed it to give you more anima.
Ian Pickleson Hazakostas. The Worgen women have two hairstyles that have bangs, and when you don't have bangs, your hairline is real far back. All I'm saying, 9.2, if you really need to wait, give me bangs and a side pony. Thank you.
Just wear your big top hat like you're supposed to be doing.
The top hat doesn't even cover the bangs. As big as it is, their hairline is so brokedy.
I think it's just their head, Aaron.
No,
that's the wolf
because the ones that do have bangs do look good. Why just add bangs and a ponytail? That's all I'm saying.
Bangs.
Oh, okay. We need to talk about this. I am actually worried again. So I was excited about the new charity pets, Bananas and Daisy the Sloth.
Yes, Daisy. Yes.
Yeah, about how they hid the good one behind a bigger paywall, and they gave us bullshit for the normal one.
Okay, well, this is what I'm really scared about. So Bananas, the little like chimp pet, the only way you could get Bananas was if you bought the TCG card game, and if you bought through the Dark Portal, which is where I got my Hearthstone from buying these packs.
Yeah.
They better not keep going with these TCG cards.
Okay,
if they make my Dark Portal available, I'm quitting World of Warcraft.
Cubby Bub was literally like, do you think that's going to piss off the people who used to have it? And I was like, I'm sure.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were one of them.
So I guess I don't own Bananas, which is weird. I thought I had all the things from the set, but I saw on Twitter, people who we follow, we have some original banana heads who have bananas, and they were like, well, I guess I can stop using bananas because it won't be special anymore once everybody has it. And that actually does kind of suck. Make a new pet. Make a new monkey.
Yeah, that's like crashing the value of this thing that's already out there.
Because people are paying real world money for bananas, probably.
Yeah, like I bet. Oh man, I should check eBay for bananas. So I bet you it's gonna drop like a fucking hammer.
Yeah, stock up.
But Daisy the fucking Sloth is so cute.
She becomes a backpack when you're running.
Yeah. So it's a pet that becomes a backpack? Do we have anything like that?
No. There's the bird that you can whistle at and then it'll land on your shoulder. But this seems like it's just like running, right?
Yeah. Like whenever you're moving faster than like a walk.
That's amazing.
When does this come out?
It's a pay as you go. They're doing a real humble bundle. Go for it here, I guess.
When does it come out? Is it
$1.
already out?
Let's see, they just announced it. I don't think it's out yet.
I thought we have to
I don't see
reach
any buy
a
links.
paywall before we can get Daisy.
Oh fuck, you're right. You are correct.
Oh yeah.
Check back later for future details. So it's not up yet, I don't think.
Yeah, so it's like get your friends to donate or you don't get the sloth.
Something
Can I
that
pre-donate and show receipts? Like
Something-
Blizzard, I gave $200.
I do love about Bananas is they could have gone back and updated it to be like a good-looking chimp, but they said, nah, bitch, this shit came out in BC. It looks like it's from BC. It's
You bitches love things that look like they did in 2005, so eat it.
It has single digits amount of polygons, and you're gonna fucking eat it up, you whores.
Guys, I'm in danger. I just realized if they're gonna release Bananas to TCG Pet and they're gonna do Burning Crusade Classic, I feel like the odds of my Hearthstone toy being made available just shot up like significantly.
Ooh.
Like they could make like a cool like edition bundle where if you give us $90, you get 2 months of WoW and the fucking Darth Portal Hearthstone toy.
I think people would do that for $90. I honestly
They
think
definitely would. I would do it again. But they better not. Ian, turn off the podcast 5 minutes ago. Stop listening. Don't take any more of our ideas.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'll reverse time.
Thanks, Ian.
I couldn't listen
What's
to
wrong?
it
He
anyways,
seemed-
considering I took my son's headset for the
He
the
seemed
thing,
pissed.
and
He
then
seemed so
proceeded
pissed.
to not put on push to talk.
None of them did. Oh my god! Like speaking of Miss Holly, she was just like cackling in the background the entire time. And I'm like, and one of them was just like breathing really heavily. I'm like, guys, use push to talk. Come on.
There was a part they were talking about something that was like a silly idea, and Miss Holly and someone else were like, and I was like, shut the fuck up. Turn off your microphone, even if you find this to be a giggle and a gag.
They laugh for so long. And I'm like, okay, this was obviously all pre-recorded. So somebody could have pulled that audio out, probably.
It was confirmed pre-recorded because they it was recorded on day one, I believe, because they referenced panels that happened on day one as earlier today. So
Oh yeah, it was Scott Johnson. Yeah, I thought that.
I think it was a goof. Yeah, I think he was supposed to say yesterday and he forgot. Like he was supposed to be like that panel yesterday. Like, you know, he was supposed to like give the illusion.
He was
yeah.
like, juice it up.
Showmanship.
Holly, get out of here.
I mean, this podcast, brings in $0 a month? So I feel like we need to get even more hex and in there, because clearly that's the path to $1 million showmanship.
Is this a shot at somebody that I'm missing?
Tell them how you really feel, Aaron.
Aaron's been shooting tonight.
All I'm saying is I'm someone in like who does editing for a living.
Uh-huh.
You guys aren't that destitute that you couldn't have gotten an audio visual editor for this thing.
There were
I feel like we need to talk about the important things. We need to talk about how Aaron forgot that the Wandering Ancient Mount won the contest for the mounts.
These motherfuckers.
They didn't want to vote for book.
Although sketchy, scary book that we did talk about in like episode 72 was referenced, and I was like, hell yeah, book! And then I said
Let's
to
go,
the group,
book.
I said, book, and then Slide had to be the downer that he was, and he was like, tree won 7 months ago.
I do think
No. I said that in response to you saying, you said it first, and I quote, wait, the tree won? That's a direct quote.
The tree
after
was
you
the
canted book.
second worst. I'm tired of these druids and their being 45%
Whoa.
of the server forcing their naturalistic shit on us.
Oh.
Listen, you're just mad that my pick, the little caterpillar grub, he made it in as a secondary asset to the mount, and he's not reading a little book in his hand.
At least it wasn't Nerubian. That's all I'll say. At least it wasn't Nerubian, because Nerubian was the worst.
That would be weird to ride one, because they're like sentient.
Didn't Aaron say, and I quote, "I'd rather have the Nerubian mount"?
It was a heated moment. As a person who hates druids and druidism, it was a heated moment.
Whoa.
But
Whoa!
Fucking guy.
It's true. They've had a large percentage of the story when most of the story is just them fucking up.
It's not our fault that we're the most important people in Azeroth.
Listen, most of the
story... You guys are the most important
Worgen did something more than let their cities get sacked by undead. We'd all be a better civilization.
We all have to rally around you guys when you fuck up and you can't talk to the tree. That's like 3 expansions.
All druid stories
it's fine.
Are about sleeping or needing to go to sleep or needing to not be asleep anymore.
Also... Worgen wouldn't even be a thing if it weren't for druids.
Oh,
the druids saved the Worgen. We brought you in with us.
You guys, Frankenstein
over here shooting shots because his story is over. Because the base Draenei do nothing other than lay on the ground now that we saved Argus.
They're all paladins now.
It's getting hot in here, fellas.
Who wants some smoke? Come on.
I don't know, please.
Come at me.
Okay, well, so to bring us back to announcements that happened during BlizzConline, what else have we yet to talk about?
The ears in Diablo when he pushes it through.
Okay,
oh
so
my God. I don't know what's going on.
About the beginning, when they announced the Ranger or Thief or Rogue, whatever the new class for Diablo 4. I told Cubby, I said, this has to be for Diablo Immortal because the trailer doesn't look very good. and then it was like announcing the new thing. And I was like, oh, the We Came By 3 trailer was really good. Why didn't they have those guys make this one?
It felt like in general, the cinematic type things that they showed in this BlizzConline were all in-game ones. Cause it was the same with the Anduin one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think they were am I wrong, or were they trying to move to more in-game cinematics in WoW? And
that's what it seems like.
Yeah.
They put a lot of effort this expansion to make them better, and it worked. So that's not surprising to me.
Right, because I saw someone on Reddit being like, why'd they make a animation model for Margrave Crexus even though he dies so quickly? And I was thinking, I'm like, I don't think they do. I think they just made the models good enough to be animation models now. So now they can make a cutscene pretty easily.
I feel like this might be a new Blizzard standard where they want to move all their games to be more in-game cinematic based, because Overwatch 2, they mentioned how they have new face rigging and they have new hand rigging, and they show them moving their mouths to voiceover.
They basically implied that they want all of their characters to be able to perform and act in a cinematic quality in game, which is a huge goal, but it looked like they were on the track to it.
I think they just want the fans to be able to easier make their little porn for the
we want to give you easy access to the porn making tools that you need.
Oh my God.
I will say Overwatch 2 looks super cool. Story missions. Apparently the dialogue between missions is going to depend on who you bring. So if you have Genji and Mercy, they might talk different than Hanzo and Mai or something. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. I love that shit.
Yeah. In general, the PvE experience looks super
Hell
cool.
Yeah.
Those talent trees, compared to what we saw last time at BlizzCon, it's full ass 5 trees per character, for varying different things. It looks like you could do some pretty crazy shit.
Hell yes.
Yeah, because at BlizzCon, when we had options, it was literally we had 4 options out of 8.
It was 4.
Basically.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is okay, I guess. But holy shit, those trees were intimidating. That was classic shit. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Yeah, I'm very excited to see this someday. And like as a Mercy main, I like picked up on a few things. It looks like Mercy has some talents where like she can just like permanently fly and then also just like rain down like blue missiles that
I
are
saw
like
that. Yeah.
similar to like her like right click of powering people up, but it's like just shooting missiles down.
I was super excited as an Orisa main. Jeff looked at me and said, "We didn't really like that one, so she's not coming back." I said, "Hell yeah, thanks, Jeff."
I love I love the clips of them shooting guns in different locations in that video.
We're shooting into a dirt hole for closed corridors. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it looked like they were shooting like into the ground, into like a bunch of dirt. I'm like, this is cool.
Yeah,
I want to shoot a gun
and then they
now.
just like have like the boom mic over it as they're shooting. I didn't realize they live recorded their gunshots. That's really crazy to me, actually.
Oh, it looks so good.
I'm calling it now. At the next like Blizzard World Anniversary event they have, Mercy's gonna get an Archon skin.
Ooh.
Because those two go hand in hand so fucking well.
If they wanted to do like an expanded universe, that's one of your connections.
And it would give us more Mercy toes.
Oh, no.
Ooh, if I could get a Roadhog Wargrave Garm skin, I would love that.
Whoa, that'd be cool.
I would like that.
A shoulder hook? Fuck yeah.
Hear me out. Give me Orisa, but she's just a giant Gorm.
Easy. She almost already has one of those, I feel like.
They don't like her, so she'll be getting nothing. She'll be getting erased from the game.
The Gorm are ugly, so it kind of works out that they can, like, neg her.
Side note, they put an ad for Year of the Ox event, which ends in, like, 7 hours. I'm like, I mean, thanks, Blizzard, but it's done. I can't get that cool Bull Orisa skin that I wanted.
Better luck next
year. It's never too late.
It's not too late. It's never too late.
Was there anything that we were missing from 9.1 that we didn't talk about? Like, we have...
Pirate Treasure Dragon?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Wait, you don't like that?
No, it's too late epic random for me.
No, you're just mad that that's how the fan base is taking it.
I mean,
ignore the fan base.
I can't ignore the fan base because fucking insert name of current podcaster is like, this is like epic random. This is everything I've ever wanted. LOL.
I will concede it's not everything I've ever wanted, but it is cool. I think it's so cool.
I mean, the Ninjas versus Pirates event in WoW happened in 2007. That should tell you where we should have left Pirates equaling cool.
But why do you think? Are you saying that Ninjas would beat Pirates in the Ninjas versus Pirates debate? Because Pirates would fucking win every fucking day.
I mean, Ninjas would win because...
No fucking way.
Because they would not start a fair fight. They would kill them in their sleep.
Pirates are so dirty, too. Have you met Captain Jack Sparrow?
I feel like I'm watching Spike TV's Deadliest Warrior right now.
Spike TV was too afraid to do Pirates versus Ninja.
Yeah, they were too scared.
Let's cut to women jumping on trampolines, their boobs out really quick.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Spike TV was so fucking weird in that era. That was such a weird era of, like, man television.
Yeah. Did you ever watch 1,000 Ways to Die?
Yeah, or The Man Show.
Fucking Man Show. Didn't fucking Impact used to be on Spike?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, it would be on The Man Show.
I watched Shark Boy versus Kurt Angle versus, like, the methed out Matt Hardy. It was great.
Dude, yeah, because you got to watch, like, high as fuck Jeff Hardy wrestle high as fuck Kurt Angle.
God, yeah, just two drug lords going at it. Nobody feeling a thing in the ring. I hate Jeff Hardy. I'm over his stupid ass.
Keep it twisted, brother.
This isn't WoW, but Hearthstone looks cool. I'm excited.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited for the Barons expansion. I think that's such a good idea.
Their corset update.
Corset. Yeah, Camille walked by when I was listening, and because I was rewatching it because I just wanted to play it, and she was like, "Corset," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's coarse that they're just saying it really fast.
Too British for us.
All I will say, this is literally the only thought I can give to it, is if Mankirk's wife is not a card, they fucked up.
No, you didn't see.
She is. So like, I think Mankirk himself is a card, right? And then when you play him, it puts Mankirk's wife in your deck, and then you have to find her for like...
Is that real?
Like, by drawing her.
Yeah,
that's real.
and she's dead
Nice.
in the card art. It's just a corpse.
Nice.
So it's actually pretty fucking good.
It's pretty funny, yeah.
Because like it's funny. I normally buy each Hearthstone set, even though I don't play. Cause I get FOMO on like hero art.
Yeah,
it's honestly stupid. They fucking get me every time. They fucking trick me, and I hate it. But this one, I was like, I'm not buying it. Like it's horde based. I don't care. But then I'm sitting here like, but why not buy it? But why not buy it?
Mankirk's wife.
You get a Hamul Rune Totem Druid class hero.
Hamul.
They also basically soft confirmed that the Alliance is also going to get a similar expansion later during the Hearthstone season or whatever they're called, because the Barons is Horde. So I assume we're going to get like a Westfall type experience or something later on.
I'm secretly like Westfall makes the most sense, but I'm secretly holding out for like fucking what's that inn called in Goldshire? The Lions Pride Tavern.
Lions Pride Tavern, yeah.
If we get like a fucking Lions Pride Tavern like rave party set, that'd be fucking dope.
What if it was the Moon Guard Lions Pride Inn, and then they look at you dead in the eyeballs, and they were like, "We know the sins you've committed.
Those who buy this pack will be suspended from all services in the future."
Fucking, I'm pretty sure Philistra, for the shit she went through in her weekend of being on Moonguard, I'm pretty sure she's earned a card.
We need to go back to Moonguard one of these days.
I literally cannot even say the things we did on Moonguard on this show without feeling bad. So that's all. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, please don't, because if my mom finds this podcast, it's over. She's gonna be like, "You did what with who on the internet?"
It's
Innkeeper, I have sinned. Slaps ear on table.
No, it slowly puts ear on metal hook as it stabs through gross ear flesh.
The sound of the ear being on the hook, I'll never forget. What does that mean about Diablo 4, Luis?
Why does that pervert have so many ears, too?
What is he doing? What is his earvert doing?
You've wasted time talking about Diablo 4, Luis. I didn't come here for jokes. I came here for news.
Let me also say that if you listen closely, the sound of the ear snapping through the hook confirms that the Archon is in fact still alive.
All right, but while Grandma 78 is streaming on Twitch, so I'm gonna wrap this up so I can go watch her stream her Castle Nathria all Druid raid.
I love WoW Grandma, dude. She started playing at like age 62, and she's been playing for like 14 years.
Oh, me and Alex were watching, and I felt so bad. She was doing like a mythic like 10 the other side.
Yeah,
it was actually like a 15, I think.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was a 15. It was higher than my shit. And she kept dying on the traps on the way down to the animal room. Like she kept like getting hit by like the wall sperm. It happened, I'm not even kidding, like 5 times in a row. And I'm like, I can't watch this grandma be depressed on screen. Like, it's making me sad.
But also relatable, because I always get hit by all those things.
You'd think for playing for 14 years she'd be better.
You do not come after Wild Grandma 78.
Number one,
she's
in mythic progression, which is more than any of us can say.
That is fair.
Yeah, she has like 5 bosses down.
Number 2, she's pushing keys, man.
She's doing pushing keys
80. Higher than us.
I'm, as not a member of the podcast, I can say I stand in solidarity with Wild Grandma.
I stand with Wild Grandma 78. Somebody asked her, they're like, "Wild Grandma, when you turn 79, are you going to change your name to Wild Grandma 79? And she was like, "No, I will keep it Wild Grandma 78, because that is my name."
No, you're banned. Just ban them.
Out of my chat, bitch.
Fuck you, kid. You're dog water. Wild Grandma 78 in like a week.
I would love if she fucking said that.
I just wanted to turn full sweat. Yeah.
My favorite is she has all these sounds that you can trigger, and she hates one of them. I think it's the dog biting bones. Like, and she's like, ugh, all this barf sound. How do I turn the barf sound off?
Oh my
and
god!
I'm like,
wow, Grandma.
I don't think it's barf, Wild Grandma 78. I think it's a dog barking into a bone. All right, but okay, back to wrapping it up. If you have any comments, questions, complaints, if you want to send us clips of you touching your nipples and saying, Aaron,
oh god,
night elves are better, email us at donotrelenttpod@gmail.com or tweet at us on Twitter at donotrelenttpod. Please send us all your clips of that. Thank you. What about you guys? Where you at?
Well, first off, I will say probably don't do that. I mean, I don't feel like we should be soliciting nudes on this podcast, but okay.
Oh, sorry, I was singing the Pro Jared theme real quick. Well, we're talking about soliciting nudes from fans
for other reasons. I like how he got caught soliciting nudes, and people are like, he's soliciting nudes from minors. He's like, no. I was soliciting nudes from people I knew were over the age of 18. And it's like
Nips
stellar
aren't nudes.
defense,
Nips are
dude.
dip.
Well, okay, I am Alex or Immunization, and you can follow me on Twitter at New Era Alex, or you can follow our podcast Instagram account on the gram at Do Not Relent.
Boo.
I am Tyre. I don't have a public Twitter account right now, but go to YouTube and type in the Night Boys, THENITE boys, and I do YouTube videos with some of my friends.
Night Boys.
Night Boys, exactly. You get it.
This is Aaron, and I'm not featured on that, so thanks, Tyre.
There is literally one video out, and if you want to be in the Night Boys, just download Halo Reach.
Girl, I already got Halo Reach.
Oh, okay. I'll bring you in. I'll bring you in as
Anyways,
a pinch hitter.
You can find me, Aaron the Human, at the Big Cheesy on Twitter. You can read our literary musings on donotrelent.livejournal.com. And all I'm saying is that the Night Elves have done a lot more complaining in their 10,000 years of life than us Worgen have in our 30.
Don't forget that we gave you those 30 years of life.
Don't forget that fucking... There's people in Ouroboros like, maybe we can go back one day. And I actively am like, nah, your tree's fucking dead, dude. That's hilarious.
All I'm saying is there's never been a Teldrassil RP. It's all Gilneas RP, you furry freak.
All I'm saying is
RP.
All I'm saying is when Teldrassil burned, the day it burned, none of the Worgen showed up for work.
Don't forget, because these boys don't ever let me forget, my story is over.
Yep. We can all agree, Draenei don't matter anymore.
I'm a Lightforce Draenei, so like even doubly so for me.
No, you matter more. You were raised to fight unlike these losers who ran away from their problems.
You get to die for our wars now. You survived your million-year purpose to die for our petty squabbles.
What a game.
And with that, we're out of here, and we all agree we all love the Blizzard Arcade Collection. And remember...
Another down! Do not relent!
Do Not Relent is a podcast within the 3HNC network, representing U.S. Proudmoore's premier podcasts.
That was a very good wish.